So, moving off the little brief snowfall chat, I wanted to get into a chat about AI, Chat GPT, and what's going on with that, because something like that could actually change this whole entertainment industry that we're interviewing. So, for those who listen to us who don't know, ChatGPT is like a new version of AI, like your Bing, your what was a typical search engine, but it's capable of a lot more than that. It has machine learning behavior, and now they're using it to imitate people and art, musicians, especially music. That's like a hot thing. So anyone who don't know, they got all kind of AI music out now on the internet. Your favorite artists probably got an AI track. Drake, Eminem. I've heard The Weeknd,
Jay-Z.
Big, Pac, Jay-Z. Video Dude was telling me before the episode about a fire Pac track he heard.
Biggie.
Yeah, so it's blowing up. Do you think, Red, that this is gonna progress into more of an issue, or it's not gonna be a big thing? Because not everything that we think is gonna be a thing becomes a thing.
I think it's already an issue with that whole, what is it called?
Deep fakes.
The deep fakes, that's already a problem. So,
That's no joke.
Exactly what are they waiting for them to be like, nah, we really gotta contain this?
So, this ain't a political show. So I'm just gonna say this. Red asked a really good question. But when she said what's taking them so long, you gotta remember the problem with politics is the politicians is damn near 90. So they're late on everything. They're way too old. When you want to know what our politicians look like, Google Dianne Feinstein, who's a politician. Just Google her. See who represents us. And you tell me if you think that's someone who's up on AI and Chat GPT. With that being said, like Red said about the deep fakes, recently I saw in the news that a dude from Long Island got arrested for posting a bunch of deep fakes of his classmates from high school. A bunch of the females. Yeah, he took their images and they
but
likeness.
he did with underage girls too, right?
I don't remember if they were underage. So if they were, pardon me for not.
No, I think it was that and underage, underage girls.
Adding to that. So that might have been what took him down, because I don't know if it's necessarily yet, because, times is behind a charge of putting up a fake. Yeah, but again, grabbing your high school, Video Dude just showed a picture, like I said, of her. Does that look like someone that's of age that would know of those things?
Of course not.
Exactly. But anyway, he posted the deepfakes of his classmates. So I don't know if that's necessarily a charge yet, but that's a thing. That's crazy. You're a nasty, nasty man. Like, imagine cruising the internet looking for your high school classmates. Like, yo, I'm gonna make a porn of her. Remember Shorty from 10th grade? Like, oh, what's wrong with you? Like this. And this is probably a regular. This is not the next genius. This is not some tech savvy. You know what I mean? Dude, this is probably just some regular pervert, a nasty, nasty man who
You got to say nasty shit, Ray. Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker.
wanted to see some girls he knew from high school in some compromising positions. So, like, if this is where it is to begin with, I hate to think where it's going to end.
Oh, yeah, he stepped down.
Yeah, that was something we spoke about. I was telling you about the creative AI, the Godfather, so they call him, stepped down from Google. I wish I had his name to give to you. I had it all saved, but I don't remember. A Video Dude will get that information, and I'm going to relay it to y'all. But he stepped down, and he said that he stepped down in part because he wanted to speak out about what's going on, that the technology is at a pace where something he didn't think we would see for another 30 or 40 years, that we're already there now. We're getting there, and he thinks it's dangerous. So he stepped down because he actually wanted to speak on it. And he says, Jeffrey Hinton, that's his name. So yeah, he actually stepped down, and he's been working on it for over a decade. And he said, what we see is nothing. What they got behind the scenes is even crazier, and that they already politicking with the politicians and trying to bribe them to get regulation passed to get these things out into the market without any interference. So they asking for laws to be passed for things that ain't even out yet. You know what I'm saying? So who knows what kind of damage. If it could do this already, imagine what kind of damage it could do in the record industry and the film industry and all kind of industries. This could upend everything.
I mean, it's just creepy because I have a kid. I can't imagine what people are doing with pictures of kids online. Like,
Yeah. It's like 2023 is a perverse dream. But so like the music thing is one thing because that's going into people's pockets. But the deep fake people, that's another thing because you're messing with people's psychological. Like, that would be. Yeah, like, could you imagine? Like, listen, I'm a regular person who don't give a fuck about much. I'm comfortable in my skin. But imagine if you Google your name and you see a porno of you, and you ain't never did no porn, and you like, what the bleep?
That would
like,
tarnish
that would
somebody's
crazy.
reputation, especially somebody that's looked up to as like, a leader or somebody like important or somebody like they value.
Absolutely.
Like, for them to come out with something like that, like,
and it's already at a point where it's pretty indistinguishable, like to the naked eye. So it's only going to get better with time as the algorithms get better, as the technology advances. It's only going to get worse and worse. And with everything, we're always behind. Like, it took us how many years to realize the damage of the internet? How many years did it take us to realize the problems with social media?
But I have a question. How
What's
would
up?
they tell the difference between the deep fake porns and the real porns that they make?
So right now it's very, very subtle. There'll be like small signs. Like maybe the speech might be a little bit off. Like I heard a podcast conversation recently. I was listening to a podcast called I think it's called Secular Talk or whatever. It was with Kyle Kalinske and Crystal Ball, and they have a podcast. And a viewer sent in a AI conversation between the two of them debating what's better, pancakes or waffles, and it dead sounded like the two of them debating. The only way you could really tell, like to the naked ear, that it was like an AI was that certain nuances it wouldn't have. Like the speech would sound a little for formulaic, like how you having a conversation, it'll be like waffles are the best because they're fluffy and they're nice and they make good breakfast food. Whereas if me and you're having a real conversation, it would more sound like waffles is dope because so it's missing a little bit of those. But if it's to the point where it could simulate two people talking, it'll get there, eventually. Like, just give it time. And that's pretty spooky for people who make money in those kind of industries where it can rip people off. And it starts there, but then it'll come to regular everyday jobs. They'll find a way.
Identity theft, deep fake porn. What's next? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. These streets ain't safe. Every picture you ever put on the internet is probably not safe. If somebody wants, if the wrong person wants to get nasty with you or whatever. And again, even if it's fake and it, like a lot of people don't know, and people are getting like caught out there looking at them and posting them of people, and it's not just famous people. This affects regular people. And in the music industry, forget it. Like, it's AI everybody. I'm hearing AI Drake better than the last 2 years of Drake. Like, what they gonna do besides, send cease and desist to try to take him down?
It's creeping me out. I always be talking about it because coming from somebody who had fake photos put on the internet of themselves. Remember back in the day?
Yeah, like it's real.
It's creepy to think like what somebody could just do with just a picture.
And that was then, like the things that they can do now. So hopefully, but now this is another one again. I always be saying hopefully things will change, and I'm wrong. I hope I am, but I doubt I am. By the time they notice the problem that this is, it'll be leaps and bounds beyond. Yeah, if we discuss this like 6 months from now, it'll probably be way more issues than what we discussed. And it'll take Congress or the people who's in charge years before they catch on to the issues with this thing to actually step in and do something about it.
Will probably be hip to it before United States is.
Yeah, they probably do. That's why it's like levels of fame. It's like I want to get make money famous, but not like approaching the street and now deep fake famous. You know what I'm saying? There's like a little beeline.
Fake famous.
Yeah, definitely not. There's a certain level, and I don't think you would do good with fame, Red. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like people approaching you.
Hey, good morning, Kanye. Shut the fuck up. Hey, Kanye.
You don't like social media.
No,
you don't
I
like
would
likes.
not.
You always say
be
follow,
like,
don't
get
follow
the cameras
me.
on my face.
Yeah, You would make a good lawsuit target for someone on the come up.
That's all right. I'm gonna have a lawyer on deck, so try me, but don't try me.
Yeah, make sure you add that, right? That's a punchline.
I'm a people person, but I don't like people. But y'all don't understand that.